All right, folks, it's 2 minutes to the time. I normally wait another oh, I'd say another 5 minutes or so just for the late stragglers to come in. We do know how hectic it is after the bus duty, and you need to get your EXO ready, and you need to get a cup of coffee. I've just been on my prac, and it's been amazing. Just coming from someone from getting into the world of teaching, it's just, well, it's a huge eye-opener. So thank you so much for your patience, teachers. And what I'd like to do as well is, if you guys have any concerns that you'd like to actually speak to the group about, or if you'd like to contribute, click your hand up button. I'm going to unmute you, and you can then go ahead and share your experience, or have the floor, basically. So I'd love for you guys to have that opportunity. As you know, we are a community. All of us are basically doing this because we believe that this technology can help the students, and can assist in the teaching of these wonderful kids. So what we want to do is just collaborate with each other as best we can. Okay, right. Forgive me, that was the grandfather clock downstairs. Now, what I'm doing now is I'm just going to trust Jay and Louisa to try to answer the questions as much as possible. I just realized from watching the other films that there's this horrible clickety-clacky sound when I'm trying to respond to a question whilst in presentation, so it doesn't really sound very professional. So I'll leave it to my colleagues to answer those questions on our behalf. So what we'll do is I'll just quickly put together a poll, and if you folks can please answer them. Let me just quickly launch one. To start off with, I'd like to make a baseline, basically knowing what the teachers are using their EXOs for. As you know, we're trying to build the skill base of all of our teachers using the EXO. So if you haven't used your EXO before, fantastic, welcome to the group. If you have been using your EXO for quite some time, great, it's an opportunity to either share what you know, or help out. And if you're fairly new to the community, and you still want to learn a bit more, welcome. We've got a fair few things to talk about today. I'm going to limit today's lesson on the EXO ID and the EXO community, extracting APKs, installing the apps, and what other functions we have. I gotta put that, sorry. That was my notification saying I have email. Okay. So basically, what I wanted you guys to do is just, I'm just going to quickly close this one in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, closing the poll, just sharing that with everyone. So what I want to do is actually reignite that idea of community. And the reason I'm not going to get into Google Classrooms that much is because not every state has Google Classroom allowed, which kind of sucks, because I think Google Classrooms is very, very powerful, and it's a shame that the states don't talk to each other regarding the what's allowed and what's not. That being said, I do know that New South Wales has had Google Apps, Google Classroom, Google Docs, and Drive unlocked, and are able to pursue that. So we'll go through that real quick, and also we're going to go through the EXO community and the EXO ID. So Well, without further ado, let's get started. So as you can see, majority of the teachers are using internet browsing and literacy reading for the XOs, followed by specific apps. So for those of you folks who actually clicked specific apps, could you kindly just type specify which apps you're using? That way we can either increase the support availability for it. Alternatively, we can also give you guys, hopefully, a free version of it. So Lewis and myself, our job is to provide the teachers with the best support possible. Um, and let me just quickly finish off that poll. Thanks, everybody. Okay. Right. So moving on, let's get on to the XO ID and the XO community. So what I'll do is I'll quickly load on to my forums. Hold on a sec, folks. So another quick poll, ladies and gents. Have any of you actually seen the forums page before? Brilliant. Yep. G'day, Jackie. You raised your hand, Jackie?
Hi, how are you?
Doing well,
Yes,
thanks.
it is.
Doing
Oh
well.
no, I thought you wanted me to put my hand up. I thought I'd speak to the forum. Sorry.
Not a problem. Not a problem. So just click the thing so we can finish that up. Thanks, Jackie. Okay. Brilliant. Thanks, Sonia. Thanks, Trudy. We just had two teachers share which specific apps that they're using. So well done. Well done. All right, folks. I'm just closing this now and just sharing with you. Guys, the reason I actually bring up the topic of the forums, I'll quickly hide that poll. So the reason I bring this up is because with the forums, we actually have a wealth of resources. So people like myself, Jay, our big boss, Rangan, Louisa specifically, all of us, Paul, Matthew, the whole team contributes to the forums, so we can actually answer the questions or even put down specific questions for teachers to pay attention to. And what I'd like to point out is if you have a look at some of these, like say for example, keyboard apps for grade prep to 2, this is actually something that a teacher added on, and one of the other teachers responded to. So it's not just about us answering the questions, but everyone actually contributing. Let me just find another example. So in this example, displaying your XO to digital projectors, we've got Niraj, we've got Jane, we've got I think Colin Ross from Quakers Hill. They all contributed to get the answer, so they managed to then have something like this, which is basically your XO on a monitor. So you can actually project that to the big screen. Should you have an interactive whiteboard, all you need to do is go to that forum page. How do I get back? There you go. Go to that forum page and have a bit of a read. And off you go. And it's got instructions there. Very, very handy to be. How do you log into the forums? All you need to do is type in this. I'm actually going to type it on chat for everybody. All you need to do is go to forum.oneeducation.org, And that's actually the link you should all click on. If you can, please, I know that you guys are on a device, type it onto your address bar, load up Internet Explorer, Firefox, or Google Chrome, whatever internet portal you use. Just have a bit of a visit to forum.one-education.org. It should be on your chats. And once you've done that, if you could please raise your hand. Hi, Louisa, did you
Hey,
want to add
John.
something? Yeah.
Yeah, I did. So recently we connected the forums to XOID. So if you go to login or create an account, it will take you to the XOID login page. And so a lot of teachers have got access to this now. They've had a lot of people set it up. If you are new to the program or if you have not yet created an XOID, to join a school, it will ask you for that school secret. So you can go to your kind of EXO program administrator in the school and get that from them. Otherwise, you can actually join as a general user just for the sake of being able to contribute to the forums. If you simply leave the school field blank and the school secret field blank on the create an account page on XOID, you can still create an account just as a general user. So that's something new that we added just to kind of link all of our sources together. Does that make sense?
Thanks, Louisa. Thanks so much. So, guys, just to
no worries.
yeah, cool. All right. So, just to clarify what Louisa said. So, I'm just gonna quickly mute Louisa. So what to clarify is once you've actually logged onto that web page, it's actually going to ask you to become a member. Now, because all of you teachers already are using XOs, so you should be able to click on your XO ID and join in, log in using your XO ID. Alternatively, if you haven't got an XO ID, well, we're going to talk about that now. So let me quickly finish the forum. The reason the forum is so important and the reason we're kind of really spruiking this is mainly because if you want to look for the webinars, it's actually right here. And you can actually click on that and you'd be able to then have a look at the schedule of lessons. So next week on the 21st of May, which is really exciting, we've got the introduction to Literacy Planet. If memory serves me right, all XOs on the latest build should have Literacy Planet built in. So it's already there. And we're going to talk about the latest build and how to get that one. Now, when you guys are actually having a bit of a browse here, besides looking at the schedule for next week's lesson or next week's webinar, also have a look. We also have the previous webinar videos here, and you can actually watch last week with a bit of a synopsis from what we've done. Look, it does go for the full hour, unfortunately, so bear with me for that. You can watch it at double speed using your YouTube settings, and that'll just rush it through. Just to give you a good gauge, the first 15 minutes is just the preamble. The real meat and potatoes on it is about a good 20 minutes down. So, all right, folks. So that's why we actually encourage everybody to go to the forums. So you know what's happening with the webinars. You know where to look for the previous week's webinars, and also it's a wealth of information. So any questions regarding the forum so far, folks? Now, to answer one of the popular questions is, what about the recording of the webinars? Folks, just come back to this forum and you'll be able to see the webinars for term 2. It will be listed. Paul, myself, and Louisa and Jay look after that part of the forum. So it will be very much populated with the previous films. Mind you, though, starting term 2, we are using the Connect app. We are no longer using Droney, and it's going to be more recent for you. So it's going to be more logical for you to watch Term 2's videos. Alternatively, please feel free to visit our YouTube channel, and you can see all of our films there. And I'm really proud of this, including a little film of my baby daughter creating her very first Lensu drawing. All right, folks. So let's move on. We've already spoken about the forum. As Louisa did say, this is all linked with the XOID. Now, if you notice, my ID avatar showed up right there when I logged in. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm actually logging in to XOID via my XO, and I want to share. Hang on, I'm just gonna log out, and I want to share with you how to get that modified. So, just as a quick question, and this is involving everyone clicking the hands up or hands down button. Who here already has an XOID? Just click the hands up button. Fantastic. If you have an XOID already, please click the hands up button. So this is yes, I have an XOID. Just click it. Oh, g'day, Fatima. Hang on, let me just try to locate you. G'day, Fatima. It's John here. How you going?
Fatima, I typed your questions.
Okay, she just muted herself. All right, well, what I wanted to do, guys, is if this is all very, very new to you, the assumption that I'm making, assumption number one, you're already connected to the internet using the Connect app. Assumption number two, you're using the most up-to-date version of the Android release. And those two are very, very important. If you guys do need more assistance, I will highly suggest feel free to ask our staff during business hours tomorrow. We are open until 5:30 tonight, and I do have another web seminar at 6 o'clock tonight for our Western Australian friends and anyone else who feels like a bit of a late night. So, okay, so thanks so much for everybody who's put their hands up. It's really good to see that majority of there's a good percentage of you with the XOID. Thanks so much for that, folks. Now, if you do not have an XOID, and this is what we're going to do now, on your XOs, you will have this app called, surprisingly enough, XOID. It will be located on the front page. When you first turn on your device, it'll just pop up there, and you'll have App Universe, Avatar Creator, XOID, and the Connect. So Connect is that radar-looking thing. ID looks like, well, guess what? It looks like an ID. You've got your Avatar Creator and App Universe. Okay. So what you do is you just open up that app for XOID. Once that's open, select who you are. You're either a grown-up or a child, so I'm a grown-up. And if you notice here, it says email and password and forgotten your password. At the very bottom here, it says don't have an account, sign up now. Okay, so to get an XOID, you actually have to sign up and click on that button that says sign up now. So if you press that, it leads you to a web page where you can actually have a look. Let me, by the way, folks, is this size well enough for you to see? Would you like would you like me to actually maximize this this screen at all? I might just maximize it for everybody's benefit. There you go. So when you actually, so let me go back a step. When you actually are faced with the XOID, I click on grown up as a grown up. I then press I don't have an account, sign up now, and I go to this web page that asks me for my details. Okay, the process of getting this done is actually on the support page, and I just wanted to walk you guys through it. An important thing to know is that if you are the school administrator, you will have set something called the school secret. And if you guys have any issues getting this screen up and running, if you've got any issues with the school secret, guys, feel free to give us a call. Ask for Jay, ask for Louisa. I will be back in the office on the 21st. I finish my placement on. I will be back to work on the 20th, but I believe we'll be in service then. But I will be able to entertain your questions from the 21st. So that aside, with the school secret, if you don't know what your school secret is, ask your administrator. If you're the administrator and you don't know what the school secret, give us a call tomorrow. Ask for Jay or ask for Louisa, and we'll get that sorted for you. So, any questions so far, folks? So, Fatima, if you don't mind, just have a bit of a chat with Louisa or Jay with the questions and answers. You guys can do a direct chat, and if you've got any questions regarding doing a bit of catch up, I'm sure they'll be able to help you. So, thanks, Miss Robig. You don't have to. Thanks. Now, okay. So Trudy says she's having issues connecting to the internet. Trudy, if you can open a chat with Jay, I think he's on one of the organizers lists. So yeah, hang on. Louisa, Jay, I'm going to unmute you guys and just make sure your microphones are muted so we can't hear the background noise. Yep, fantastic. They are. Brilliant. Folks, what I'll do now is I'll quickly zip off across. I'm going to run under the assumption that you've already created your XOID. Okay, so if you don't have an XOID, call us. If you have an XOID already, fantastic. I highly suggest you guys all get your XOID. It's very, very important for you to do so. Right, moving on. Once you've had your XOID, logging in is quite simple. Once you click Grown Up, it'll ask you for your email. And your password. And I'm just going to quickly freeze my screen so you guys don't see my password. And then press that green button that you saw before. There you go, signed in. And there's also this, hang on, there's also this tiny little green button here. And if you press that, it leads you to your avatar creator, which is really cool. I love avatar creator. And you get to actually choose what you want to look like. Unfortunately, I can't get any skinnier. But you can modify what you want there. It's actually a cool little game. Kids love it. Having pants as a teacher is always a good idea, I think. Yeah, just on that, I actually got pulled up by my supervising deputy principal when I was on my prac about not having suit pants when I was teaching. So yeah, I was quite surprised about that. When I was growing up, none of my teachers had suit pants on. Anyway, enough of my whinging. So there's my avatar. Would you like to upload my avatar? Look, yeah, why not? Let's upload that. That way I look like a punk John Lennon. There you go. With that login, I can actually go to App Universe, and I have access to more applications, more programs for my device. So what I'll do is, okay, so we've obviously got a few issues regarding XOID. If you guys have an issue with the XOID, guys, just feel free to have a chat with the staff for Louisa or for Jay, or if they're a bit busy, just be a bit patient, folks. They'll get to you. But the important thing is you guys know where it is, and if you don't know the school secret, you can still join in with the forums. You'll just have to join in as a member of the general public. Okay, so bear with me for a moment, folks. So if I log out, and I try to log back in, it's still asking me for my username and everything. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go back to the forums, people. Okay, so folks, once you've established your XOID and you've gotten that working okay, what you need to do now is have a look through the forums, make notes, have a chat with people there, and I guess the most important thing, collaborate. You don't have to, like we said, you don't have to be a specific teacher from a specific school. You can just be a member of the general public. So that's your forum at One Education. Another part of the network of help that we do have is called your support network. So this is the support.oneeducation, and I'm going to type the web page on chat. Folks, now this is actually a very important, oops, sorry, I think I just answered a question instead of putting it on chat. I apologize. Okay. So when you receive this chat, this actually gives you the support page you're looking at right now. Okay, here you go. So when it comes to this, you've got the search bar on top. You've got the more popular bits of information there, and more importantly, as Lewis has said previously, when you scroll down, you actually have the forum posts. Everything's all linked together now. The biggest benefit is, should you choose to respond to the forums or do something about it, and oh, I'm looking for a specific topic. If you type on the search, it actually searches the forums for you as well. And any pertinent posts on the forums can be searched there too. It's really, really helpful. Now, for all of our newer friends, so if you are just very, very new to the XOs, this is really, really important. If you guys could just please pay close attention to this. For you to actually get the latest version of the XO System 2, go to the support page, okay, and it says how to install the latest XO System 2 at the very, very first entry there. Once you follow that link, you can see Jay's post here, and just follow the instructions there. There's a big green sign that says download the latest update, and once you've done that, you can download the update, follow the instructions, get yourself a 4 gig or 8 gig flash drive, and off you go. Louisa actually has a video on how to flash your XO, and it's a fairly concise way to go about it. So I hope that answers the question regarding the latest XO build. Just head on to the support page, click on the first link that says how to install XO System 2, and follow Jay's instructions. It's fairly simple. Mind you, should you find yourself in a bind, should you find yourself in a difficult situation, guys, feel free to give us a call. It's a 1-800 number, so you don't even have to pay for it. And the best thing is we're available from 8:30 all the way up to 5:30. And if you're lucky enough to have been given a mobile phone number, and you're really, really in a bind, feel free to give that a ring as well. Mind you, I'm shooting myself in the foot. I think I'm one of the few ones that actually provided my mobile number on my signature. So, but yep, there you go, folks. Okay. Right, so any questions so far? What we've done so far, guys, is we have obtained an XO ID. We have obtained a login for the forum. We've had a look at the support page. Okay, and while we're on the support page, I'm going to show you how to get into Google Classrooms. Okay. Right. So basically with Google Classrooms, it basically involves you adding your Google account. And let me just put that together for you. Okay. Oops. I thought I actually had that set up. Cool. So Louisa actually got this organized for us, and all you need to do, folks, is just follow those instructions there. Okay. Rhonda, very good question. Rhonda just asked, what are APKs? I'll get onto that in a little while. Let me just quickly show you folks how to add a Google account, and after that, I'll talk about APKs. The reason I want to go it this way is because when you actually have your Google account set on your XO, you can then go to the Play Store and obtain apps, and we'll talk about APKs after that. So real quick, folks, just follow what Louisa says on this instruction sheet. You've got the settings page there. The settings button. If you press on that, you'll have the add account. If you press on add an account, you can then select what type of account you're going to add. You can choose an existing account for that. And it's going to ask you to do Google Plus. Just click on that now. So this is a big proviso, folks. public schools in New South Wales are able to use their Google services. However, your domain needs to be at education.nsw.gov.au. Okay, so you guys need to actually have that. So moving on, just click on Not Now. Don't set up a payment info. And on the sign in for the New South Wales teachers, if you click on browser sign in by clicking on those three dot buttons over there, you'd be able to go to this page. Again, using your at education.nsw.gov.au domain. And this is your secondary login as a secondary part of security. And the username and password you use here is just the same network username and password you use to get onto your internet. Okay. All right, guys, that's basically it in terms of getting yourself a Google account logged in. There are teachers who have organized their own school or classroom Google account. We're happy for you guys to do that as well. I just want to let you folks know, we want to give everybody the support they need, but please note, we are not Google. As in, if you find difficulty in accessing some apps, or if you find difficulty in a few things, we can provide you with some support, but we're not Google, so we can't solve any of the idiosyncrasies you might find. So just please be aware of that. Jay is a brilliant customer service and technical support person. He's a fantastic programmer, but he's not Google, so he can only do so much. That being said, we are able to solve most issues. If it's quite serious, though, we will be able to work with you in terms of providing some technical advice. But yeah, just wanted to give you that caveat. Okay. So that's basically how you get yourself onto Google accounts. So any questions so far, folks? Oh, Jackie, very good question. Can Queensland get Google School accounts? At this point in time, as far as I know, you can't. However, if, for example, you've got if you've got a bit of time on your next ICT day, folks, just to let you know, Jackie Lamont, you're from, hang on, I might open the conversation to everyone if you don't mind, Jackie. Okay. Okay. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, how are you, John?
Doing well, mate. Doing well. So Jackie's actually for everybody. Jackie actually asked on the questions: can Queensland get Google School accounts? My suggestion is, on the next time you have your free time, not really free time, but your ICT specified time, try constructing a Google account for your classroom, and try going through the Queensland Department Internet. And see if that goes through. I've got a funny feeling it might get blocked by the proxy, but it's worth having a try. It's really, really worth having a try.
I have got a Google Play account that I use for the EXOs. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, exactly. Can you actually use that whilst on Department of Education Internet?
I'm looking at it right now.
You're kidding? Oh, wow.
Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Downloading apps as
Well, that's a brilliant thing. That's a brilliant thing. So I'll just put you on mute again. Thanks, Jackie. Thanks for that help. So basically what Jackie said, she's on school internet right now, on the Department of Education internet in Queensland. So people in Queensland can actually get a Google account for their classroom, and yeah, you guys can actually download apps and everything for that, which is fantastic news. You don't have to wait until the Department of Education in Queensland allows Google Apps. You can just go ahead and do that yourself. Just to let you know, though, we spoke about this last week, and it's worth bringing up again. When it comes to licensing, again, we're not Google. We're not really sure about how many copies of one license we can do, as in, with One Education, there's everything you see on the, I'll show you now, everything you see on this page here is paid for or donated. Okay, so that's paid for or donated. And everything that you have here, I'm just going to give you a quick example. I know one of our, one of our guys is a big astronomy buff. Huh, I don't have it. That's bizarre. And has an astronomy app that was installed. That normally costs $10 per license, and guess what? Because it was provided to us for free, we're able to share that with everybody. So your license there is covered because you have an XR. In Google Store, I think um, we actually have a problem with that because we've tried until 25 licenses. I think one of the teachers tried up to 25 licenses and had issues installing the apps after that. So there you go. Give it a try. You can have it up to 25 devices, I think, before you need to buy another license. But as far as we know, we're actually quite, quite generous when it comes to these apps. All right, folks, what I might do is I'll open the floor to some questions. So if you've got any questions regarding, oh, hang on, I found the app that I was talking about, Stellarium. It comes pre-installed. So folks, I'll open the floor to any questions at the moment. Do you guys have any concerns, questions that we can answer for you at the moment? So I've got Rob Linus. I believe Rob's from New South Wales. Hang on, let me just open this up. G'day, Rob. Can you hear me okay? Yep. Okay, maybe not. But Rob actually put a really important point. So they're using Classroom, so student can create an account, but they have access to the Play Store. When it comes to the Play Store, we can't actually stop them from having access to the Play Store, save deleting the actual Play Store app. So that's one disadvantage of it. Alternatively, I was just about to say you can go around it by using a proxy, but I'm not really 100% confident that can work as well. So, all right, that's fine. What I'll do, folks, is I'll now focus on the next topic. We've discussed the XOID. We've gone through the forums. We've had a quick look at support, and we had a look at why it's important to have your XOID and talked about apps. Now that you've got your Google account logged on to your XO, you can actually go to the Google Play Store to sorry, lag. you can now go to the Play Store and get yourself some more apps for the school. There's a brilliant thread on the forums regarding apps, and I highly suggest you guys go and have a look. There are teachers there saying, "Oh, this is what I use for such and such a purpose." Now, Julie actually asked any news about Scratch on Android. Unfortunately, Julie, Scratch Junior was developed, but it was for Android KitKat. We're on Jelly Bean at the moment. So we sent an XO to the guys at MIT for them to try to program Scratch to fit onto our build. We still haven't heard from them, but rest assured we're doing our best so we can provide Scratch Junior for everybody. So now, my pleasure. Okay. So this is basically the Play Store. You're all familiar with what it looks like. I'm sure most of you have played with the Android Play Store on if you've taken the device home. Like I said, there's a whole list of what you can download from the forums. Just feel free to have a look. Okay. Now, yeah. So what I'll do now, folks, is I'll explain what an APK is. So we've discussed all about getting your apps from the Play Store. Let's have a look what you can do with it, yeah? So now that's, for example, you've actually downloaded your apps and you'd like to actually have them installed onto your student's XR. Well, how do you do that? Now, Jay actually kindly made this instructions manual again on the support page. Okay, and all we need to do is follow it. There is an app called Apk Extractor, APK Extractor. So to answer the question previously, an APK is basically the name, the extension of the file that Androids use for their apps. I have no idea what it stands for, but APK is what they're called. Okay. So moving on from there, folks, just scrolling down again. Please locate APK Extractor from the Google Play Store. Once you've done that, install it. And once you have APK Extractor, you can actually see a list of all of the apps that you've got on your device. And from there, you can select an app, press on it. When you select that app, it actually extracts it right then and there. Once extracted, you can then find the file when you go to the ES File Explorer. Now, on your XO, ES File Explorer can be found right here. Yeah. So if you press on that, you'd be able to see a folder that says extracted apps, as highlighted here. And in that extracted apps, you can see the file ready to be extracted. Press and hold, transfer to USB stick, and off you go. Okay. Now, to implement it, all you need to do is do the reverse. So, oops, hang on, someone has a raised hand. Hi, Sharon. G'day, Sharon. Can you hear me? Okay. Hi, Sharon. If your mic doesn't work, you can just type it on the questions pane, and I'll be able to answer it for you. Okay. All right. So moving on, folks. So once we've actually completed extracting the APK, what you need to do is transfer it to a stick. Once you've got it to a USB stick, just go to a different XO you'd like to, the destination XO as I'd like to call it. Open your ES File Explorer on the destination XO, and once you touch that file, it's actually going to extract it and load it to your XO. There you go. Speaking of which, ladies and gentlemen, I have had quite a few questions. Hang on, there's Daniel. G'day, Daniel. I can hear you fine, mate.
Okay. I believe you can extract the APK in ES File Explorer.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta try that. We haven't tried that yet. Thanks for letting us know, mate. Yeah, thanks for letting us know.
There should be a Tools menu on the left there.
Hang on, let me
Like
actually
App Manager or something.
let me have a bit of a play. So I'm on Tools now. Oh, cool. This is worth exploring if you don't need to download that. Thanks for that, mate. Cool. So what school are you from, Daniel?
Embryo Public.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Thanks for that. Cool. All right, mate. I'll put you on mute real quick, but thanks for letting us know. I'll get Jay to investigate that right away. Thanks, mate. Okay. So Sharon has a question. Sharon goes, I have a button on the ESS asking should I use Google Play Store app details? Which one do I use? That's a really good question. What is the ESS? But I think it'll be best if I could hang on. Let me just try to search for you, Sharon. Here we go. Hi, Sharon. Can you use your microphone? No, no love. Okay. If you actually direct that to, hang on, should you use your Google Play Store app details? If you could actually direct your question to Jay or to Louisa, I think they'll be able to be better suited to answer that one. Yeah, sorry for that. Sorry for that. Okay, so folks, moving on from there, what I'll do now is I'll show you guys how to actually do some basic stuff on the XO. The first thing is to, I guess, learning how to do some screen printing. So to do a print screen, all you need to do is go to the support page and just do a bit of a type. Okay. Just gonna go. To do a screenshot, I'm just trying to find the correct one. One sec, guys. Okay. So normally there's you'd be able to just click on here and you'd be able to see how you can do screen printing, but let's try to search this using basic functionality, tips and tricks. So you've got all of these there, how to take a screenshot. Okay, now on your XO, you've got the power button, and right above the power button are kind of like Nintendo keys or PlayStation keys. So all you need to do is actually press the power button and the key that says X, and kind of hold it down until and let go, and there's a little sound that comes out. So I'm going to do that on my XR. I'm going to go to home screen, go to the app drawer. That's it. And it's going to say on the very top, saving screenshot. Done. So that's how you do screenshots. Another very, very popular question is, how do you actually print from the XR? Now, we actually don't print from the XR. Plain and simply, if we have that capability, the kids can have access to the printer, basically, and you'll lose an entire forest. But if you do want to have items from the XR printed, what you need to do is go to the ES File Explorer. On the ES File Explorer, pick whatever file you do need to get. So in this example, let's say I want to get the screenshot that I have here printed. Press and hold. Cool. I'm going to copy it. Once it's copied, I'm going to go to my USB stick. By the way, guys, if I say USB stick, this is basically what I mean. Not that I'm advertising for SanDisk. So I'm just quickly going to put that on my XOs. My XO will recognize it. See, it says prepping USB storage. Once that's done, just get to your local. You now have something called USB storage 2. Right? And just go paste. It'll transfer that, and once it's done, you can then unplug your unplug your USB stick. Just press that eject button right there. It's ejected. Once it's ejected, you can then take it to your PC or your Mac or whatever device you have that has access to the network printers, and off you go. You can print it that way. Very good question. There's this Daria actually asked, can the XO connect to the school servers through ES File Explorer? The short answer is yes. The long answer is make sure you talk to your IT people before you go ahead and do that, because it involves getting either a specific IP address. So I'm going to quickly go to network. On ES File Explorer, people. So teachers, we're on ES File Explorer right now, trying to answer Daria's question about connecting the ES File Explorer to your school networks. So I know there are some schools that have servers specifically for the students, and each student has some sort of a login that they go through, a portal that they go through, so they can save their work on a specific folder on their school servers. If you go to network, once you're in network, you can actually add a new location. It says there, new. Once you press on new, oops, sorry, wrong one. There you go. So let me start that again. I think I knew where I went wrong. So when you actually get to ES File Explorer, get to Network, and then select the local area network, select LAN. Once you're in LAN, you can actually click New, and you can type your server's domain name, IP address, and have the username and password there. Okay? And once that's set, yes, you can definitely go ahead and use your school's server that way. Okay. All right. Now, folks, when it comes to the more advanced features of ES File Explorer, highly suggest visit the website, the forums, and you can actually have a look at last week's selections, and you can view the webinar there, which has detailed instructions on how ES File Explorer works. Okay. So guys, that's basically it. We've discovered how to get your Google account. We've talked about the XOID, the XO community. The one last part of the XO community I have not mentioned, and I did that on purpose, is the One Network. Now, the reason I haven't mentioned this before is I wanted everyone to get to know the forums and the support network first, get your XOs working, and here at the One Network, we want to hear your success stories. The One Network webpage is all about how teachers are collaborating all across. Say, for example, we've got Tamara, we've got Jennifer. They talk about maths. They talk about how to use their XOs. Some of it is actually using the XO 1.75 and the sugar versions, which is good. And as it gets further up, you can actually see them using more Android-specific apps. And near the top, you've got myself and Louisa, mainly Louisa. She's quite excited about some of these apps, and she's really good when it comes to getting a quick explanation on how these work. So folks, feel free to have a look. Feel free to contribute. We really want you guys to make use of the infrastructure that's there. If you don't know, we actually provide this pretty much as part of the XO community program that your school is brought into. Guys, I suggest let's make the most out of the infrastructure that we've got, and please feel free to contribute. Feel free to talk to all of us, and if you've got any questions or queries or concerns, we're just a phone call away. Okay. Right. All right, folks. I'll leave you to it. It's 2 minutes past 5. If you've got any more questions, please feel free to give us a call. I know that the office is still going to be open for another 30 minutes. But if you guys have any other questions, I know for one, I'm going to have a decent go at Daniel's suggestion regarding extracting APKs using ES File Explorer. I'm going to have a bit of a play with that. But if you actually have time and would like to give us a call, the phone number is 1-800. I'm typing it on chat. 663338. Give us a call, guys. All right, thanks everybody. It's been a great webinar. Thank you so much for participating. Remember to come back next week. Okay, remember to come back next week. We have, it's very important, we have licenses to get Literacy Planet to be given out. So I only want to give it out to the people attending the webinar. So please be here either the 4 o'clock or the 6 p.m. webinars, and we'll show you how to obtain your own Literacy Planet licenses. We'll talk about Literacy Planet, and folks, just have a great week. Okay. For further notices, please visit the website and please visit the forums. Thanks, guys. This is John signing out.